So at the Found Animals Foundation, we work very closely with a lot of the spay neuter clinics in the area, and so I wanted to just clear up a couple of inaccuracies that have come out so far, and also make sure that you all are aware of some of the resources that we make available. So first things first, I know Sandy from Spay for LA is going to speak, but that clinic, those 7 zip codes are free, and you don't need a voucher. For outside of those 7 zip codes, we do accept as full payment both the $30 and the $70 voucher. But the 7 zip codes targeted in South LA, because they are high intake zip codes, free. You make an appointment, free, includes a pain medication, awesome. And you did, what, 6,600 surgeries last year? Which is pretty amazing. So that's a group that's doing great work. And another thing that I want to just sort of highlight is I love what Terry has negotiated into her contract, that she gets the discretion to validate residency and income status herself. What that means is that people don't have to get the voucher to come to her and still get free services. For all of the other providers that are on that list with the contract, they don't have that discretion in their contract, so they can't offer free services unless somebody jumps through all the hoops to get the voucher and bring it to them. And as you heard, and I think you'll hear more, for a lot of folks, it's really hard to get that voucher. So I don't want to see anybody lose money. I want to see spay neuter funding increase. Terry does amazing work and has been doing amazing work for a long time. These other organizations also do amazing work and would do more amazing work and would serve even more people if they could have the same discretion to verify residency and income themselves and not have to rely on people to go through the process of getting a voucher. So I just want to make sure that you guys understand that not all programs are created equal, and that's okay, but then it's not fair to compare them apples to apples. And then one of the things that we do at Found Animals that we're happy to continue doing is we on our website have a zip code lookup tool where we strive to keep an up-to-date list of all of the low-cost and free providers in the entire Southern California area. So some of them, most of them are LA County. We go north, we go south, we're always adding to it. If you know of one that's not on there, please email us and we'll add it.
30 seconds.
Okay, we just try and maintain that as a free resource so that people can find where to go. I know it may or may not be appropriate to link to resources that aren't city resources, but that's another one that's available for people when they're trying to find service.
Good evening, Commissioners and staff. My name is Noelle Jackson, and I'm the Director of Operations for the Spay Neuter Project Los Angeles. I am also a resident of Uptown Whittier neighborhood in Los Angeles. In my few minutes here, I'd like to give you a brief introduction to our organization, the services that we provide, and the funding challenges that we have encountered. The Spay Neuter Project Los Angeles, known to most as SNP LA, opened our first clinic in Pico Rivera in 2008, quickly followed by our second location located in San Pedro next to the Harbor Animal Care Facility in 2009. Our third location opened in mid-2010 in Van Nuys, adjacent to the East Valley Shelter. This location was extremely exciting for SNP LA to open, as it's our first location where the surgical suite and kennel space allowed us to accommodate 2 surgeon days. This enabled us to double the amount of patients we could spay and neuter in one day. I'm pleased to announce that in this past January we reached the milestone of 100,000 stays and neuters, a quarter of which were performed in 2013 alone. We have 3 main programs: spay neuter services, a vaccine program, and our new wellness program. Our main program is our high-quality spay neuter program, which services predominantly low-income pet owners and provides excellent and affordable care. While a morbidity rate of 1.77% is well beneath industry standard, if a client has a question or problem with post-operative care, we staff an after-hours line and provide rechecks free of charge. SNP LA keeps extremely accurate spay neuter records, which we provide to Los Angeles Animal Services as well as other animal welfare organizations. Our vaccine program offers low-cost vaccines as well as educational materials to the public on the importance of vaccinations and preventative care. Finally, our new wellness program is designed to assist the low-income pet owner afford basic veterinary services. This program has been very successful at all 3 locations. Our Pico Rivera location has now expanded to be open 3 days a week, and we've had such a high demand for services at both our Van Nuys and Harbor locations that we'll be opening a second day at both locations in the near future. SNP LA is very proud of this program as we feel it allows low-income pet owners access to affordable veterinary care and assists in keeping pets in their homes and out of the shelters. SNP LA's ability to offer these low-cost services is an extreme asset to the Los Angeles communities. As a nonprofit, SNP LA is able to offer extremely low prices to the public in all 3 of our programs. However, there does exist a gap between the price we charge owners and the actual cost of services in our spay neuter program. This gap must be funded annually, and SNP LA accomplishes this through a variety of sources. SNP LA offers free spay neuter surgery for those residents living in LA City who qualify for vouchers for free spay neuter provided by the city and county. City surgeries make up 17% of our spay neuter surgeries, and SNP LA counts on that funding. While we encourage our clients to take advantage of the voucher system, unfortunately, those individuals without proof of income or ID or the proper papers, such as undocumented immigrants, are ineligible for city vouchers. It is in our best interest to facilitate funding for our clients. If SNP were able to qualify our clients for free spay neuter by zip code or other means accepted by the City of Los Angeles, we would see an immediate increase in the number of residents we were able to serve. SNP believes that spay neuter funding should remain a priority for the City of Los Angeles, and I invite you all to come to a tour of our facilities to observe our programs, and I'm available to answer any questions you may have.
Spay for LA is a spay and neuter clinic that has been operating here in South Los Angeles since 2010. We operate at different locations across our community to make it easy accessible 5 days a week. We currently park here at the South LA shelter every other Friday, along with parks and recreational centers. As many of you may know, the zip codes in this part of LA rank among the highest in terms of animal intake and hence euthanasia, so I don't have to tell you how important it is our mission is here. Thanks to grant funding, we are able to provide a limited amount of free spay and neuter to pet owners in South LA neighborhoods, and this is where I would like to clarify the fact that our surgeries within our target zip code is completely free. They do not have to provide a city voucher. For those that live outside of our targeted zip codes, once our grant funds is exhausted, we provide surgeries at low cost or completely free with either a $30 voucher or a $70 voucher. A large percentage of the residents in the community we serve are undocumented and cannot speak English. In our experience, these populations often feel uneasy to request the spay and neuter voucher from the city due to the language barrier and the fear that they have towards city officials. For that reason, we make it a priority to be very helpful as possible on explaining the process of getting a voucher. And since we provide services from the shelter every other Friday, on those days we're able to walk them through the process in person. We see that our voucher redemption on those days are higher. Since 2010, we have fixed 19,000 pets, and 13% of those were accomplished through the city voucher program. Since we are only limited by our funding, losing voucher funding would further limit our resources and amount of pets that we can sterilize.
Amy, I took this off your website today. This is off the Spay for LA website. It says here, to qualify for free spay neuter, you must be a resident of the City of Los Angeles and participate in the low-income program to be eligible for a city voucher.
This is
cut and
I
pasted.
appreciate this is public comment and
No.
no. I just want to. You're fine to speak. I just know you did present and now you're speaking during the public
Well, I
comment,
put
which
a
is
part in
fine.
and you wanted all the public comment
No,
on
that's fine.
for at the end.
And you can say what you want to say, but I would
Right.
just say it's probably we're getting a lot of information from everyone. I think
Right.
it's very helpful. I'm not sure this is a forum for a public
No,
debate.
it's not a negative thing, I'm just saying, this is my whole point about
Yeah.
that the information for spay and neuter on all levels is confusing for people. This I took off, this I cut and pasted off of Spay for LA website. It says you must have a voucher. When I asked the city staff, they thought you must have a city voucher. So that's what I'm saying, that this is off of your website. And I'm gonna say this because it is public comment, no matter what presentation I did.
Please go ahead.
Found Animals was started by a billionaire. So the fact that they're asking for any money from the city, I find shocking. Okay, I'm just gonna say that as a taxpayer. That anybody who's a billionaire and has their own little vanity charity and still takes money from the city, I am appalled by that. Not from the leader of being president of the Amanda Foundation, but as an individual. Now the other thing is that the ASPCA contract was mentioned. And the ASPCA is also a very wealthy charity, and I think if this department went to them and said, hey, we signed this contract with you for $500,000, but we're finding we just got our budget down and we're finding we're being squeezed, I think you might find that they would be amenable to not taking money. When I spoke to the women from the ASPCA, who I tend to work very closely with because we're all working in South LA as well, they had mentioned that they were going to be doing free spay neuter for the public, and that the money that they were getting from the department was for the shelter animals only. And I believe that Doug could probably clear this up, but anytime you contract a vet, they have to be paid a certain amount within a certain scale or something. So there's a certain amount of money that they kind of have to accept. But in terms of that $500,000 contract, I feel pretty confident that if you spoke to them, they might grant something back to the department. So that might be something you want to look into.